Derek, nice to finally meet you. Just a thought on going back into the state of Washington and how exciting it is to, as I think there's 3 guys from Spokane in the NHL right now, Tyler, yourself, and Kyler, but just a thought on going in there and playing.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. Obviously, it'd be even cooler for playing in Spokane, but just being in the state of Washington and seeing the kind of the hockey community thriving there with the entrance of the Kraken, pretty exciting. I had a lot of family that went to the game in Spokane. They said the arena was bumping and Kraken jerseys everywhere, and it's just really cool to see the community there in the Pacific Northwest really thriving under the new NHL team. So it'll be cool for Kyler and myself to go play there. It'll be a lot of fun. I haven't played in Everett in, 12, 14 years maybe. It's been a while, so it'll be cool to be back there.
The Seahawks obviously are a very successful NFL franchise. How do you think the Kraken are going to do? Like, as a guy from the state of Washington, how do you think they're going to be success-wise?
I think there's a little bit of unknown there, but I think that Seattle has a rich history of supporting their sports clubs, and I think the Kraken are going to be even exceptional to that. I think they'll be similar to the Seahawks in terms of, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's excited, happy to have an NHL team nearby that they can cheer for. I know there's always a little bit of animosity there with Vancouver. Some people wanted to support them, some people didn't. Now they have their own team. Spokane's definitely in there with a lot of people that are supporting them. So I think it's going to be thriving. I think it'll be great.
You've spent a lot of time with Fogle and Cassian through training camp. Tonight it looks like it's going to be Hyman and Yamamoto. Just a thought on that opportunity, first unit power play time, that sort of thing. Yeah,
I look forward to spending some more time with Cass and Fogs in a real game situation sometime soon, but a little bit of time in the practices for sure. And then, I've obviously have a good feel for Kyler. I've seen him play and practice with him a lot in summertime. Great player, and it'll be fun to play 2 Washingtonians together there. And Hymes is a great player, strong on the puck. Try and get him the puck down low and let him hold on to it and make plays. And it's a great opportunity. This is the fun part about preseason, is getting us a little more chances to play and prove yourself a little bit more, and that's what I'm going to try and do tonight.
Derek, what about the growth of hockey in the state from when you were young to where it is now and to where you think it can go?
Yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, my perspective has changed as I've gotten older and more mature, and I can realize, who's talking about hockey and who isn't. But from my perspective, in Spokane specifically, it's grown immensely. There's a lot of kids that are getting into it now, a lot more kids than I would have seen back in the day. They have a lot more opportunities to play different junior hockey teams in and around Spokane and the Pacific Northwest in general. So it's great. I think it's awesome. I love hockey. It's the greatest sport in the world, in my opinion. So the more kids that we can get into it, get exposed to it, is the better. So it's fun and exciting for me. I have a little boy, 7. He loves hockey, so a little even closer to my heart there to see, the young hockey community continue to grow and develop.
Derek, I know it's still just preseason, but is tonight's game a little bit more special, just sharing it on the same line with Yamo?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, last game going into Calgary was pretty special too, because I spent 3 years there and a lot of memories and a lot of good people that I know there. But yeah, I mean, playing a quote-unquote NHL game in the state of Washington for the first time, for me anyways, is pretty cool. And to get to share that with a young stud like Kyler will be pretty fun.
And then what memories do you have just of Angel of the Winds Arena?
Yeah, it wasn't called that back then, but it's been a while since I've been there. But I definitely remember playing them in the playoffs, playing them a lot in the regular season, being in the U.S. division. A lot of loud, kind of rowdy crowds there for sure. Looking forward to that. I'm assuming it'll be the same tonight. That's just kind of a bitter U.S. division rival there with the Spokane Chiefs. So I remember going in there and having a lot of battles. This was back in the day when Everett was kind of a stingy, really hard to play against team. So I remember just trying to grind it out, trying to create offense, and trying to kind of put out the crowd a little bit too.
Hi, Derek. There's some pretty good battles being waged for some of the bottom spots in the lineup, bottom 6. As players, do you kind of take notice of that and are watching yourself to see how the things are progressing on that front?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're not ignorant. We know what's going on there. There's spots to be filled. There's spots to be fought for. Everybody knows it. but at the same time, we're teammates and we're trying to be professional about it. So it's good. I mean, I think that's a healthy environment in any organization, any business, is to have healthy competition within your ranks. And so it's great. I think there's a lot of great guys in there that can fill those roles, which is good too, because injuries inevitably happen at some point in the year. So yeah, we're obviously aware of it, and we're trying to battle and do the best we can to prove ourselves and, yeah, put our best foot forward.
You've been a guy who's grabbed one of those spots and has kept it. So what's the key to, if not a 50-goal scorer, to stay in the league for a long time and be a productive player?
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten that question a lot lately. It's pretty complicated. It's pretty nuanced. It's not a thing where if you're going to be a bottom six guy, you're going to come in and score 20 goals or 30 goals. You have to find different ways to be effective, whether it's being effective on the forecheck, you're getting pucks back, spending time in the offensive zone. If you're a depth player, you want to limit the time you're spending in your defensive zone. The more time you spend in the other end, the more energy you can give to the bench, the more offense you can create. Face-offs, penalty kill, whatever it is, you have to find little niches in the game to be effective. And it's hard for some people because some people want to just score goals and get assists, and that's what people look at. But at the end of the day, as a depth player, you have to find ways to be effective in maybe the not so glorious ways.